Welcome to the Scalpel of Truth podcast, the members-only inner circle club for VIP bachachos, with your host, Leisa Krause, the bitchin' beautician, also known as the Profit Queen. And don't worry, the cursing and salty language is already included in your club fees. As a business consultant with over 30 years in the industry, Leisa is a no-nonsense profit strategist, international speaker, motivational sales trainer, and thought leader. Known for her bold, unapologetic style, she coaches med spa owners, managers, and providers all over the world to become high-end profit powerhouses. Her practice growth strategies are sharp, her stories even sharper, and her panache for bringing the spice, the sharpest. So get ready to transform your practice into a wildly successful luxury brand. Buckle up, bachachos. Leisa is about to slice and dice another episode of The Scalpel of Truth.
Welcome back to the Scalpel of Truth podcast. I'm your host, Leisa, the bitchin' beautician, aka the Profit Queen, and today we are diving deep into metrics, accountability, responsibility, and the mission of being both a patient-focused provider and a profit-building badass. Let's get one thing straight. If your service providers can't tell you what their numbers were last month, things like how much revenue did they generate? What was their rebooking rate? How many patients did they convert to packages or your membership? If you don't know these things, and if your service providers don't know these things, you've got some work to do, my friend. This episode is about accountability, metrics that matter, and why patient-focused is not an excuse to be financially ignorant. Because here's the truth that nobody wants to say out loud, and you know this bitch will. Caring about your patients is not mutually exclusive from giving a fuck about generating revenue. And we have a false belief in this industry that being focused on excellent patient care somehow means we shouldn't talk about prioritizing revenue. And in reality, doing both is what actually makes a successful and sustainable practice. So guys, in this episode, I'm giving you the hot takes on the following: why your team needs to know their KPIs, why owners hiding expenses from staff is hurting your team culture, why running clinic metric meetings on Mondays are a powerful team building move, how tying revenue to patient satisfaction isn't salesy, it's actually smart as fuck, and then the magic formula: transformational front-end care with transactional back-end clarity. For my inner circle members, we're getting raw. I'm going to walk you through a KPI dashboard for everyone on your team, how to coach your team to own their own metrics without micromanaging the shit out of them, and then how to start sharing revenue and expense ratios with your staff without you worrying that they're going to think you're making millions of dollars. They already think that, by the way. And what you're going to say to your team when they whine and cry, "I don't like to sell. I'm uncomfortable with sales. I don't want to be salesy." Look, you're not just in the patient business, you're in the results and revenue generating business. Let's teach your team how to own that like a pro. And if you haven't gone over to thescalpeloftruth.com yet and signed up for the Inner Circle members-only content of Club Bachacho inside the Scalpel of Truth podcast, you need to head over there right now and get yourself your personal feed, because these consulting sessions aren't for the general public, because this bitch doesn't give consulting for free. But I will tell you, it's worth every penny to transform your practice. So I hope to see you inside the club. And for my Inner Circle bachachos, get your pens and your papers ready to go, because we're diving deep, and this is a content-rich episode that I can't wait to get started on. Let's go.
Don't want to wait to see things stay the way they are.